This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we got young Miami, and she is going to Harvard, she says, and she's doing great in school. Congrats to her, right? Right? She's doing great. She's getting 100%, guys. We underestimated her. She's very smart, okay? Okay, brains and beauty. Young Miami shows. She's off to a great start at Harvard online classes. Oh, from freak-offs to Harvard. All right, so, whoa, what's this? Anyone can go take online courses offered by Harvard, and they're free. For a fee, depending on the specific courses and formats. Harvard offers a variety of online learning options, including free courses throughout platforms like EDX and HarvardX, as well as more structured programs through Harvard Extension School. Now, is she doing this to actually learn something? That's different. Or is she doing this to flex? I think she's doing it to flex, but hey, who cares, right? I just wanted to show you guys that, hey, don't believe everything you see. All right. So JBO from BMF. We all remember him. He did a lot of interviews. He was supposedly the right-hand man of Big Meech. Bleu Davinci talks and says he ran into him like a month ago in a club, and they did nothing. Remember, they had a big back and forth. They were calling him a rat, all kinds of stuff, right? Well, now JBO kind of like changed his tune because now this stuff came out about Big Meech. There's a lot of questions in the air. So, he just left it alone, right? Because you know what? You don't want to fight for someone that's not fighting for you. I haven't seen Big Meech and JBO. They haven't shared any kind of communication or support for each other. I don't blame JBO for kind of falling back. Plus, JBO just got in a big amount of trouble through these loans that he didn't repay, all this other stuff. And, I thought he was in jail. Because he pled guilty 2023-ish. I'm not gonna, this happened in 2020. Took $178,000 fraudulent loan. There's a bunch of stuff here. The loan was fraudulent, basically. And he's also a reported member of the Black Mafia family. But we know all that. So he was supposed to get a sentencing. This was last year. But he's still out. So I'm confused. But you know what? Okay, he's out, right? So, Bleu Davinci basically said there's no static between them. He approached him. He was down to shoot the fade. They moved on from it. Then there's also a story. Bleu Davinci says, hey, I never hung out with Puff. That was more Big Meech's thing and Terry's thing. They hung out with Puff. And Jay-Z kind of stayed away from us because we were hot. We were selling drugs, da-da-da. Now, there is a story out there that Bleu denies that he went up to Jay-Z and said, yo, why are you scared of us? Because is Jeezy warning you not to mess with us? But everybody was warning Jeezy not to mess with him, he said, because, they were hot. But he says, if I did say that, it was because I was young. But I wouldn't have said that. But he says he did not care about Jay-Z because he had all the same stuff Jay-Z had at that time. Maybachs, all that other stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like Bleu Davinci is kind of like, yes, does he stress the truth a little bit? Does he hype things up a little bit? Are the stories a little salacious? Sure. Did a lot of them happen? Yes, we saw them on DVD. Okay. I don't know. There were certain stories he told, but you know what? Now I have a different view of it. Okay. I don't really. Now that I see how sloppy everything was, Bleu was just trying to get his music off. And he was young. And it is what it is. And, he was milking BMF for what it was. He got out. He didn't do as much as everybody else. So he got out after a couple of years. Tried to make something with the music. Now he's doing other stuff. He's successful. Pretty much a lot of stuff he has told has been on point. Okay, him and JBO don't get along, so I can't take what JBO says or what he says as truth at this point. You know, that now that we've heard a lot of stories from both sides, it's like, you know. What we do know is Big Meech is questionable. His own brother doesn't even mess with him. You know, it is what it is. Now, Jeezy tells a story again about Jay-Z. Okay, we know he was signed to Jay-Z at one point. Signed to Def Jam through Jay-Z. And they had a song called Seen It All. I think this came out in 2014. Great song. What's funny about him telling this story is that if you're familiar with just how Jay-Z acts, he thinks he's better than every artist, right? And if for some reason he just doesn't want to do the look anymore, he'll curb you. Jadakiss talks about it all the time. Like, he loves Jay-Z, but he's curb master. He'll get out of a situation real quick if he doesn't want to do it no more. So Jeezy speaks on Jay-Z canceling their plans to shoot a video for their song Seen It All after he just didn't want to do the video. Because I think around that time he was coming off of Magna Carta. Probably some things didn't align. And Jay-Z's always looking out for Jay-Z. He's not looking out for the other person, right? So he used Bobby Shmurda releasing Hot. Hot came out that year, right? Nothing was going to stop that. Jeezy and Jay-Z shooting a video would not have stopped that at all. Think about it. Jeezy at that point wasn't the hottest thing out. It wasn't like 2006 to 2010 when he dropped something. Everything was like focused on him. He was more at a plateau in his career where he was selling, but it wouldn't like disrupt anybody else's rhythm. You know, it's like, oh, don't drop that day. Jay-Z are dropping. And Jay-Z at this point he'd garner attention, but he's not going to wipe the market out. Bobby Shmurda is going to do what Bobby Shmurda does. So he says, yo, let's let Bobby do his thing. How would that have stopped anything? Nobody else was stopping music. I think right around that time, Drake dissed Meek Mill and Meek Mill dissed Drake. They didn't stop their record for Bobby Shmurda. Meek Mill did not release Rico because of Bobby Shmurda. So, Jeezy, keep it real. Jay-Z didn't want to shoot the video with you anymore, and he curbed you. Gave you an excuse. Stop. Okay? Anyways. He might not be familiar with that. Or maybe he doesn't want to admit it. Or he wants to make Jay-Z sound like a great guy. This is Jordan Tower with Jay-Z News. I appreciate you all. Smash that like button. I will check you guys in the next one. Peace.